Are you excited for the new Superman movie coming out?
Honestly, no, not the not really. I mean,
Really?
yeah. Well, here I'm neither disappointed in it or excited. I'm very
Mm.
nonchalant about the new movie coming out.
All
That
right.
might be a good point of view for me.
We try to avoid trailers, but it popped up, and what I saw, and like the fan base in the sense of like comic book accuracy with Crypto and Guy Gard and Mr. Terrific.
Hmm.
Spoilers for those who have not seen the trailer yet,
Me.
but I like what they did. And James Gunn knows how to tell a superhero story. What happened? What was funny?
When you said spoilers for those who haven't seen
You
the
laughed.
trailer,
I just saw you
I
laugh.
I, I haven't seen all the trailers. So you said a couple things that I didn't see.
No, it was just one trailer that I saw, and it had all that.
Yeah,
Unless I'm at the theaters, I try to avoid.
yeah,
So on that, I mean, it looks good. Yes, the actor playing Superman does look like a younger version of Henry Cavill,
true.
but how they present Clark Kent and how they present Superman, is very in honor of Christopher Reeve's portrayal,
Okay.
and is more of a period piece. From what I've seen, is like more back in the day, but I don't know. Like again, like I don't really know how if it starts in the past in the sense of like the 50s or 70s, whatever, and then it catches up. I don't know. Creature Commandos, that's currently streaming on Max, the animated series. It's like the beginning of James Gunn's DCU. Even though he has worked on The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker,
Hmm.
but that was before he became part of the co-lead of
For the
the DCU.
DCEU. Yeah.
He has confirmed that Blue Beetle is part of the DCU,
Yeah.
but the new Superman movie kicks off officially the DCU. But I have to think, watching this series, and he wrote the whole series,
Hmm.
this is part of the DCU. And I know that he said that moving forward with the DCU, like every animated movie or show or shows, video games, everything that is all going to be intertwined
So
as
are
Elseworld
you
story.
are you debating that this is part of the DCEU?
No, not part of the DCEU, it's part of the DCU.
DC, well, technically.
Well, technically it is because, well, before we get into that, currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it is still rated at 95% by the critics and 80% by the audience. I have to say, before we go into it, I agree.
On which one?
We'll talk about it. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm a Don.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. So, yes, it can be part of DCEU and the transition into DCU because Flag, they talk about his death in the Suicide Squad. They
Well,
refer to it.
here's the thing. I actually can't quote because we all know my memory is diddly and or
Mine's worse.
squat,
Mine is
but
worse.
I do remember that James Gunn has gone on record and said, "Yeah, if they reference something from the previous movies or like one of the other shows, it's canon. This is
Well,
part of it."
he wrote this series.
Yeah, but
He
he could.
wrote the Suicide Squad. He directed the Suicide Squad.
I'm just saying that if it's canon, that means as part of the main universe for the DC universe as it is going to be, not canon for what just transpired.
Say what now? You mean
Because
the
like,
Zack Snyder?
yeah, exactly. So it's not
Right.
canon towards the Zack Snyder's canon for the James Gunn.
Right. I mean, Peacemaker, even though season 2 is coming,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's canon. I think that's still going to be part of the DCEU because if you remember how it ended, you had Aquaman, you had the Flash showing up in there. So that could be finishing up DCU. Like he's probably, maybe, I don't know.
I have to double check that because I think he mentioned about the Peacemaker's canon, except for that last scene. Something was off about that last scene. He said that part's not canon.
That makes no sense then. And that, that was part of the story. He
Yeah,
curses
but
them out.
oh wait, well, I mean,
Because
technically, Flashpoint happened after Peacemaker. So
right, but the thing is, Aquaman, Jason Momoa, is going to be Lobo.
correct. That's just the actor doing a new role. That's we've
Right,
seen
I
that
understand that,
thousands of times.
but he's going. What, he's going to play Aquaman and Lobo?
No, what I'm saying is it like we've seen it tons of times in like
Which I
Flash.
hate, by the way. But
Well, no, I'm talking about in comic books where they're talking about
no,
multiverse and like
right,
you'll have a character that looks like almost identical to another character, but they actually they're doing a different purpose or role.
Case in point, MCU, Robert Downey as Doctor Doom.
Yes, to make it more relevant. Yes.
You also have Weasel. He's from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
And
no,
you
yeah,
see him at
they
the end,
carry
he
over.
escapes.
Uh-huh.
Right. And Amanda Waller.
Viola Davis, yes.
See, so she's doing that role. So it is related to the DCU. It's going to be part of it. Frank Grillo plays the father of Rick Flag.
They're both Rick Flag. One's senior, one's junior.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure if they'll do a live version, but I would like to see Frank Grillo with the gray hair. It's like the guy's jacked. He takes testosterone stuff. But the guy is jacked for he's like older than me. And he's like, yeah. But I enjoyed this show with it. You know, you have different things going on, but you didn't feel so, my opinion, that threatening with like the thing with their head about the blow up. That chip,
Well, they
whatever.
didn't really treat it was more like shock treatment rather than
Right.
blow up. So it was like similar to Suicide Squad, but different. To reference the comic book one more time, Creature Commandos are a thing in DC Comics, clearly, but they are not the Suicide Squad. They were a team separate from the Suicide Squad. That was meant by the government to kind of scare Nazis.
It had the same feel of the Suicide Squad.
It kind of did, and then it got in the comics. It went into a whole nother organization. It was never led by Amanda Waller, but so he just basically merged the two franchises together, which worked. It absolutely worked. GI Robot. I kind of love GI Robot.
But you know who did the voice, right?
For GI Robot, it was
his brother. His brother did it.
So yeah, Sean Gunn. Well, he played Weasel and GI. Yeah.
Right. Of course. Well, he also played in the Suicide Squad. He wore a green suit playing Weasel. He did it for Rocket Raccoon in the Guardians.
Yes. But I will say, before we go into anything else, my absolute favorite.
I know you're going to say Alan Tudyk.
Yes. I am a huge Alan Tudyk fan.
No, he's
voiceover
great.
work and his performances in movies and shows, absolutely great.
I don't know. He was in Powerpuff Girls and all this stuff. Like, God damn, his resume for voice work is freaking a mile long. But he currently plays also Clayface for Harley Quinn show. He's also played Clayface for the DCU. Now, I don't know how he's going to do the same presentation, the over dramatic persona of that.
Well, here's the thing. He also played Clayface here.
Oh, that's right.
He was Clayface in both iterations.
He's in Rogue One, and he was in one of your favorite shows or movies, Firefly, Serenity, the spinoff.
Yeah. He was in also in this the show Dollhouse. He played he played like the major villain of that show.
He was also in another DC show, Doom Patrol.
Yeah,
he was the villain
for season one. He was the main villain, but he is.
And also, he was in. Also, there was a short-lived NBC series of DC World where he played like the cousin of Bruce Wayne.
I can believe it. He's also played Alfred in the Batman audio adventures.
Yes, but what the hell was that show called? Like he was something Wayne or similar to that, and it was like a PR company. Yeah, it was like I believe it was a PR company for superheroes.
Powerless. He was Van Wayne, also known as Del Heller. Because that show is about people like superpowers and non-superpowers, and Del Heller was the villain.
The hell?
Okay. Yeah, the Heller.
Right.
But he's also done Star Wars.
Yeah, I said that. Rogue One and probably other stuff.
No,
too.
video games. I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, most likely. But I was pleasantly surprised because you also have David Harbour, who's also the Red Guardian in the MCU, doing the voice work of Frankenstein.
He was also Hellboy, which is technically, was it Dark Horse or is it now DC?
Dark Horse.
Yeah.
And that was with Ian McShane.
Yeah.
Another actor that we love. But the terrible movie. The original is so good. The original is so much better. But yeah, I mean, I had fun with it. I was glad that I didn't wait like to watch it or episode by episode, meaning like wait a week, weekly.
Yeah, that you got to binge it. Although it's very short. It's only 7 episodes.
Yes. Yeah, that's good enough.
You didn't feel like you needed more episodes, but it was entertaining enough that you could go through it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite character? Oh, before we go that, I did like how they laid it out. because like each episode was pretty much dedicated as the story's going on is dedicated per character.
Yes.
I'm
It
not
is like a
sure flag, but
flashback of their
right.
origins too.
Right, it's a flashback of them, or that's what I'm saying about the focus is like a flashback of them. Now, I also find it funny that every fish character, pretty much, it reminds me of you mentioned it, Hellboy, Abe Sapien,
Yeah.
and the girl here was pretty much similar. When she's out, she has to wear a headpiece where she doesn't suffocate, doesn't
Yep.
die. So I just found that pretty cool. But I was like, but that's done in Hellboy, so you're doing the same. I mean, I guess it's all related or similar in comic
Yeah.
books. That
I
how do
mean,
you make
Hellboy,
this?
his character has like one other ability, but that's really it.
No, I understand that, but I'm talking about like her existing out of water, not to be like,
Yeah.
if she's out of water, she's in trouble without the harness and the
Mhm.
headpiece. But do you have a favorite character?
Even though I love Alan Tudyk,
Mhm.
David Harbour's Frankenstein
Yes, I
stole the
agree.
show. Which his character Frankenstein was actually very different from the comic, but so entertaining.
I agree.
And I want to say he's like sociopathic. He's like the flashback of Frankenstein with the old woman and the dog.
Yes.
That I mean, I not to say I understand why he would kill off other characters and do stuff like that, but I was like, maybe this will be the one character he doesn't. And when he did, I was like, oh my God.
I know. It was like it was not. I mean, the thing is, like, it was not needed.
Here's the thing. I understand it in a twisted way because she's like, you're gonna leave me all alone. He's like, I would never leave you alone.
Right. It was more like I guess like a mercy killing, probably, but
And
still.
you gotta think of like in his mindset, he's like, I'm gonna put her out, and he put the dog outside so the dog wouldn't know and wouldn't witness. So he's like, he's just calculating in cold, but to him, that's a mercy.
Before I go, Peacemaker again related.
They also refer to what happened in Suicide Squad.
No, but the character, the guy with the beard.
Yes, he's there.
But what did he get hurt in Peacemaker?
He did.
See, I don't remember him getting hurt.
It was the final episode when they were
when
attacking the barn.
Was it because he was fighting jujitsu?
I don't think it was because of jujitsu. I think it was when they were attacking the barn for the space cow.
Right. I thought
because I think they were running away and he tripped and got hurt or something like that. He might have got hurt fighting jujitsu.
Jujitsu kid. Yeah, the jujitsu kid.
I haven't watched it in a hot minute, so it's a toss up for me.
I'm thinking is that. I think it's from the fight.
But I do remember he did get hurt.
Then that goes to show that the time frame of the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker is relatively back to back because Rick Flag Jr. just died and Homeboy is still with the crutch trying to walk around. So that tells you where this takes place or when this takes place. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I like that guy. The guy is funny.
Yes,
but for me, favorite character, I do like Frankenstein. GI Robot was pretty damn cool too, though.
it's like, have you checked everybody's IDs to see that they're Nazis? Like,
yes. At the flashback one at the show. Excuse me.
And everybody's like, it's like you wouldn't need to check their ID. That's what a Nazi
would say. Now I have to say though, Weasel story and
I would say that's the most surprising one of the most surprising ones.
Well, what I'm saying is like the fish girl, what's her name?
Nina Mazursky, right?
I'm asking you, I don't know. But their stories was sad. It was heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, all their stories.
Yeah, all their stories, but mainly those two. Where, you have the Weasel, who's a freak. They're both genetic freaks. But like with him, he's trying to save the kids.
Yeah.
And these guys are shooting at him, putting the kids in danger, or the one kid that he's trying to save that first befriended him, instead of like seeing what he's doing and trying to rush out. They're trying to kill him, what have you. And then with her, that the mother didn't want her, right? The father was like the one, like
it's not the it's not that the mother didn't want her, it's the mother thought that the father was prolonging her life and causing her suffering.
Okay.
Because remember, she basically was walking around with an iron lung.
Right, right.
Mhm.
And then he tried something, and I guess, as my memory serves, like it just accentuated the fish aspect of her.
What it wasn't that she was fish, it's just that she had a defect where her lungs were outside,
Hmm.
and so she couldn't support she had no muscles, a structure outside to pump her lungs on her own.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he was trying to make it so that she could breathe either through her skin or whatnot, and so it
Right,
was like gene splicing, basically.
right. He loved her immensely.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
he was
Like he
trying.
was doing whatever he could to keep her going
Mm.
and give her life. I could see the parallel between Weasel and her because when she was being arrested, her father wasn't really. He was just coming to her aid,
Yeah,
and then again, officer misfires.
right.
They draw on a situation and assume the situation, and in that heat of the moment, they fire on,
Yeah.
cause the situation to go worse. Every story is really a tragedy.
Even though these are monsters, they're heroes or anti-heroes.
Hmm.
Every hero pretty much comes from a tragedy.
Yeah,
Villains, same thing sometimes. A lot of
yeah.
times too, the villains are like that, or there's
The difference is whether or not they choose to take a more righteous path
right.
after that tragedy.
Yeah. James Gunn, he knows how to write for a cast, for a group. He's done it with
Mhm.
Guardians. He's done it with Suicide Squad. He did pretty well with Peacemaker, even though it's more of a focus of one person, but it was a group of people.
Yeah,
James Gunn does a great job of with that balancing. Now, is there a favorite moment? Because it's kind of hard for me, but is there a favorite moment for you?
there are so many outrageously memorable moments.
Okay, while you're thinking, I'll go over mine. Weasel sees the girl, and she befriended him. She was nice to him, so he wants to go out and say hi to her, whatever, while she's swimming. and he was like, "No, oh shit, no, no!" It's like they're trying to keep her quiet, but he's like excited, like a dog sees their owner they haven't seen in
Mhm.
a while, whatever. To me, that was a really good moment there. Girl, that princess, whoever she was a bitch though. Oh my god, was she a bitch when her true colors came out?
Oh, absolutely. Well, your moment turns into one of the most tragic moments of the show.
Yeah,
Because, like, honestly, the most innocent character of the team,
Weasel.
no, Nina.
Oh yeah, when the princess comes out of the water,
Yeah.
holy crap!
Listen, the princess basically shivved her.
Oh yeah,
And
oh
stared
yeah.
her dead in the eyes when she did it.
Like with like almost like with perverse satisfaction.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right. The funniest part leading to the
The most tragic.
tragic part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's right. Have you figured out? Oh, you got it.
So, um, it's a little bit of a toss up, but it's Dr. Phosphorus first tries to steal the remote control and tries to kill Rick Flag, and
Yeah.
they're like playing the music and they're fighting in the kitchen. To me, for whatever reason, that was hilarious. And he's getting burned every time he touches him.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Are you sure that he played Clayface here?
I'm pretty confident
Was he the glowing guy, the phosphorus?
he
Phos-
was.
he played two characters?
He did.
He's a year older than me. Fucker. He's in Superman. I just gave you a spoiler.
Yeah, so yeah, Tudyk revealed that after his initial role as Clayface in Harley Quinn, he wanted to play the same character, James Gunn, Creature Commandos. It's only for like a one scene. He
Yeah, I
just
know. I understand that, but it's just like him and Sean Gunn playing two characters in the same series. I mean, voice work is, of course, voice work is different. I get it, but still.
I keep going back to GI, the flashback episode for GI Commando.
Mhm.
The moment when I want to say adopted, like the one guy who purchases him, and then he kind of like befriends him, the guy with the cats,
Yeah.
and then he takes him to see his other buddies,
Oh,
and then while that flashback is happening, they're doing the attack on the castle. I think
uh-huh.
if I remember correctly.
But didn't Rick Flag say like GI Robot? They're Nazis,
Yeah, yeah. He
and
basically
they,
did the same thing
yeah,
as in Suicide Squad. It was like, "That's your mother."
yeah. But that's kind of also like I'm going to Avengers here because that's like telling Hulk to smash.
Kind of, yeah. It's
He's like,
giving him the
you
go
know,
ahead. That's his program, his core
yeah.
program, and that's how he
Hmm.
associates things are
Hmm.
good to go. In my opinion, they had pretty much an all-star cast of voice actors.
Oh yeah.
They had, other than what we mentioned, Julian Kostov. He played Sergei and Alexei. He's been in roles like The White Lotus, Shadow and Bone.
Hmm.
Um, we
Hmm.
had, just to name a few others. Um, I know you're not a fan of her voice, the Madam
Oh
Sheree
yes, you.
Agdashlo.
Yeah, hello, darling. Yes,
Yes.
come over here. Oh my God, yeah, and she's she's also in the Penguin.
Yep.
But yeah, hello. Yeah, oh my God, the girl. She's like her and RFK Jr. Man, they gotta go see a throat doctor or something for their voice. Like stop smoking or something. Like
I
holy
mean,
crap.
at this point, it's a solid point for her roles
Well,
in
yeah.
characters. Sure, I'm gonna mispronounce this so bad. Anya Chalotra. She played Cersei. She was the witch or the love interest
Hmm.
in The Witcher.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. hmm
So she
Um,
plays. She's being typecasted as a witch. So okay, go
there's
ahead.
also Peter Sherafinowicz. He was also in The Tick.
Oh, okay. In comparison to from this with this to Suicide Squad, hentai, whatever that shit was called. What's that thing called?
First of all, it was not hentai.
I know it's not hentai. I said it wrong. I
Suicide
know.
Suicide Squad Isekai. Yeah.
Isekai. It kind of rhymed. Which one did you like more?
Well, just to clarify, it'll pull up a whole different Google search.
I know. Right.
As far as laughters and overall entertainment, I do like this one more. Did still enjoy the Isekai, and I
Oh, I
vibed
know
with
you
it.
did. I know
But
you
here's the
did.
thing: I do also realize Isekai is very niche, and it wasn't
Yeah.
going to hit everybody the same way.
Right.
Like I remember you texting me saying, "Why is Clayface Michael Jackson?"
Well, here's the thing.
Or why is there
Why
always a
is
Michael Jackson?
in anime? Yes. So you have that in Demon Slayer,
Yeah,
and then other characters and other shows and like that. There's a freaking Michael Jackson. Do you know? I don't know. Do you know why Michael Jackson is so revered or loved?
a lot of things you'll see in anime is they'll take whatever they think is cool or cool looking for the artist when they were growing up or whatever, and those influences were there.
But the guy has been dead for like over 10 years.
Yes, but Michael Jackson's Moonwalker or Thriller is still, he looks fly in that white suit. Smooth
Well,
Criminal is what I'm thinking
Smooth
of.
Criminal, yeah, but
Yeah,
the video game's called Moonwalker.
he also had a short movie.
Yeah, but the
But
Moonwalker is the main video game.
like, just to give you another example, there's a lot of animes that are heavy into Catholicism.
Right.
But is
Okay, but
Japan known for being a Catholic community?
no, they're more of a hentai nation. So
Buddhist.
I'm just saying that Japanese people are pretty freaky. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Oh,
Right.
Lord.
And I would know. So anyway,
Not that type of podcast right now.
no. But no, I was just curious. I was like, yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ on that one. But I agree. I find this one better, a better story. You know, it's similar. Yeah, Creature Commandos, Suicide Squad, two different groups, but you know, still controlled or ruled or controlled ruled by Amanda Waller. She runs
Yeah.
them both. And yeah, and then you have Rick Flag in that anime, and you have the Rick Flag Jr. that is, and you have Rick Flag Sr. here.
Yeah.
And Clayface is in that one too. Now, to go back to Rotten Tomatoes, critics got it at 95%, while the audience is at 80%. Which one do you fall more towards?
I'm going to say 90%. It's a really good show. It's really entertaining. Hard to find any flaws with it. I don't know about 95, but
Right.
I would say a solid 90, in that regards.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that. Same thing. 90 is a solid one. Yeah, 95 seems a little too high, and 80 is a little too low. So I think 90 is a good point in the, like you said, in the middle there, somewhat worth the watch.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely worth the watch.
Not for the kids.
Not little kids. I'll say teen, preteen and up. The violence is violent.
It's
The
absolutely
violence is violent. Holy crap!
all of Dr.
But
Phosphorus fight scenes. Every
yes,
single one of them is the most brutal fight scenes ever.
but at preteen, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Or not preteen, or like 13 and up, 13 and up, and because kids like that age are playing video games, Grand Theft Auto and all that
I
stuff
mean,
is
if
a
you can
lot
play
more
Mortal
violent.
Kombat, maybe you can get away with
Yeah,
this.
yeah. If they do a season 2, and I hope they do, it would be awesome.
They left it
I mean,
like they could.
right, right. But it could be. Will it be still anime or animation, or
I,
will they make it live?
I personally think animation would be the way to go because all those characters would have to be CGI, except for
Mm,
maybe Weasel.
Rick
No,
Flag.
Weasel was CGI too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was CGI on the Suicide Squad. Am I getting it wrong? Am I getting confused with the Suicide Squad in this one? On the end credit scenes, Amanda Waller gets a little razzy.
Oh,
Am
you
I?
mean she's like dancing?
No, but she was like, she was like, oh, like is that the anime? Is that the anime one, or is that animation one? I'm getting confused now. The two shows.
So that's the anime.
Okay, because I
because
got confused on that.
because that's the one where they have the dance sequence is like a music video. Yeah, and she's like touching her lips and whatnot. And
Is that a callback to Peacemaker, where there was dancing in the beginning credits and there's dancing at the end credits on this one?
I don't know if it's a callback to Peacemaker, but it's like, first of all, Amanda Waller's character was more in the isekai than she is here, in my opinion. Secondly, yeah, like she was in the credits from the get-go on isekai, so she was. It was definitely that one that you're thinking of.
I mean, I know we're talking about two different shows. We didn't review that one.
It just stuck with you that much.
It was just weird. I never understood that. The Michael Jackson fascination, and then the dancing at the end, and her like wiping her lips. I'm like,
It's very stylized.
very sexual. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, I forgot to mention the princess, the actress, is the same one who voiced Cosmo, the dog from Guardians of the Galaxy, the Russian dog.
Really? Wow. All right, guys, that is our DCness review of Creature Commandos, currently streaming on Max. Have you seen it? Let us know what your favorite character is or favorite scene in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.